Hello, hello, hello. Is there anybody here? There we go. Give everybody a minute. It has been a very, very long day. Jamie, hi. How are you doing? Hi, Mom. Oh, I guess I better mute the other side. Sorry about that. I am good, Jamie. Very good. It's been a long day. I got my second, the bigger garden bed. Got all the cinder blocks raised, one more. Of course, on the one end, I had to dig out the ones that were there because they came up on a big hump. So I had to dig those out and kind of level them out a little better before I could add the second level. But these larger beds it's about 35, 36 cinder blocks, something like that. So it's a lot of cinder blocks to be moving. So my back is feeling it, my arms are feeling it. But that's why, Daryl, hello. But anyway, that's why I didn't have my live at noon today, or 2 or 3 for some of you guys, depending on where you're at. We have had rain and more rain and more rain. We had a clear day most of the day today, and it's supposed to rain tomorrow. But I needed to get some stuff done outside while I had the opportunity to do it. So I decided I would do my live later so that I could get some of that stuff done. So I got people popping in. Paul, hello. Rams Family Farm, thank you for coming in. Al, from Al Shave My Back Step. Hunting and Stuff with J&J, hello. People starting to pop in now, that's cool. Peaceful Des, hello. So anyway, yeah, I needed to get that stuff done this morning so that I could make some progress. It's been kind of rough. Actually, it's kind of funny. Well, a couple sad things, a couple funny things. My husband, basically every time we go to Lowe's for something, which is usually anywhere from 1 to 3 times a week, just kind of depends, we grab 10 cinder blocks until we have enough to finish raising all of the beds, 2 layers, plus where we just put the new fence up on the fence side. I need to get, put a bed on that end, actually be 2 beds. So I need to get those done. So anyway, every time we go, we get 10 more cinder blocks, and then we bring them back, unload them by the garden. Then when I get a chance, usually on the weekend, I try and do what I can with however many we have. So the other day, we went to Lowe's. We got our 10 cinder blocks. And you have to, if you've seen my videos, my garden is on the opposite side of the ducks and geese and stuff like that. So we have gates set up so that we can get vehicles in and out, and the lawnmower with the trailer and stuff like that in and out. So my husband backed the truck in, and we unloaded the cinder block. And like I said, we've had rain. And he went to pull out, and now all of a sudden there was no weight in the back of the truck, and it's just a little Mitsubishi Mighty Max. And he buried it trying to get out, pull the truck out. And I mean buried it. the back bumper was resting on the ground. So anyway, he spent 2 days, about 2 days, trying to dig it out. We had put some gravel out in the front at the end of our driveway because we had a really big dip. So every time it rained, it was like a river there. So we had put some gravel out there. So he had went and got a couple of buckets of the gravel. The last day he was jacking it up. Of course, he had to dig a spot to even get the jack under it. And luckily, he had one of the big floor jacks and put that gravel in there. And he was putting, I don't know, all kinds of stuff, trying to get something to grab. And we were just having the hardest time. So yesterday morning, afternoon, I guess, after 2 days of trying to dig it out, I went to Harbor Freight and I bought a trucker's chain because he had one, but it wasn't long enough. And he had a big come along. And so I went and bought that chain so it would be long enough. And we had to winch it one thing at a time, enough to get it up and out of the ruts that it was in. And then he was finally able to start it and pull it the rest of the way out. But I have it all on video. Sometimes when I went out there, I was like, uh-oh, I don't want him. He was getting frustrated, of course. But I did go ahead and get it on video. So I am going to make a video for it and get that posted this week. It was kind of hilarious. At one point, I walked out there with the camera and he said, I don't know if that's a good idea. So it was kind of funny. But good news is we did get it out. So, Ashley at CNC Farm, hello. Thank you for coming in. So anyway, we did get the truck out, but we won't be doing that again after, it has been raining. That's for sure. So anyway, the other thing about the rain, Jamie, you're the one doing the bread collaboration, right? Let me make sure I have this right. My video, I know it's an open collaboration, but you did have me down for tomorrow, but it's not going to come out tomorrow. It's going to take another couple of days. I bought this computer because the other one I couldn't do lives and stuff like that. It was tough for video editing and all that. But anyway, I had uploaded the footage and stuff to my laptop. And I have, we have the enclosed patio outside. And when we had that really bad rain on Thursday, that'll be another video that I'm going to put out because we had hail, which we don't get very often at all. And I mean, it rained so hard. We ended up having a roof leak on the enclosed patio. When I came home from work Thursday night, I went out there. No secret, I am a smoker. So I went out there and was going to open up my YouTube and I, respond to comments and all that kind of fun stuff. And when I got ready to go push the button, I realized my laptop was a puddle. So it's gone. So anyway, I still have all of the footage of everything that I've done, but all of my work that I had been doing on it with the editing and stuff was on the laptop. I had not transferred the stuff over here yet, so I have to start over with the actual putting it all together. That is why there was really no more videos put out this week. So I think I was looking at my list this morning and I have like 8 videos that I had either started or was in progress or whatever, that I kind of have to start from scratch on the actual putting all the pieces together, all the pieces of footage and all that, and start editing it into videos. So hopefully I'll be able to get some of those out this week. But I'm afraid now I have a paperweight. I'm trying to let it go dry out completely, just to make sure. But I really think it's just going to be a paperweight now. So we had rain came in our side door onto the subfloor. Ooh. But anyway, I will be putting the video out. It's not going to be out tomorrow. So hopefully we have a birthday party to go to tomorrow. So that's another thing. But hopefully Monday or Tuesday, I will be able to get that out. I will do my best. So Papa's Kitchen, hello. So anyway, yeah, it's been a roller coaster of stuff going on, but yet nothing going on at the same time. So anyway, I'm gonna get those out. I also went out this morning, and you guys all know that I bought some new baby chicks, and we had gotten the first, well, actually it was technically 8. A couple of them didn't make it. We kind of knew they weren't going to make it when we got them from the feed store, because they didn't look like they were in great shape to begin with. But anyway, so we had 6, and it was almost 2 weeks later that I got some more. And the brooder that I have him in is those first 6 are pretty darn big now, and they already have their feathers. And the only reason I hadn't put any of them out in the coop yet is because we are still in even though we're in California, we're still 30s and 40s sometimes at night. So, but anyway, those 6 are feathered out. So I went in the coop. The coop part of their structure is 4x8, and I took it was an old bird cage basically, and kind of unfolded it and made a couple of walls with it, and set up an area for those 6 to go out there, and they can start getting used to the other hens. The other hens can start getting used to them, And then about the time that I'm ready to let them out of that, the others, because I have 10 more, will be ready to go into that structure. So I had to do that this morning too, because there just was not enough room in the brooder for 16 chicks when 6 of them were, they're like this big now. So, and like I said, feathered out pretty good. So I had to go out and get that done this morning before I started in the garden. So anyway, like I said, that was just some outside things that had to get done today because it was our break-in weather before we had more rain. And if I look, it's just, if I look on here, we know we have rain today. Rain tomorrow. They're showing just partly cloudy Monday and Tuesday, more rain Wednesday, partly cloudy Thursday, more rain Friday, Saturday. So, yeah, so I needed to get what I could get done today while we had a break. And, I worked during the week, so I needed to get that done today because I wasn't going to get much of a chance after that. And if I don't start getting those beds finished, I'm going to have starts that are ready to go out and no place to put them. So had to get it done. T-Hand 141, hello, how are you? Yes, I do have my hands full. Snow is wet and heavy. Yep. Yeah, it's kind of funny because for the last couple of weeks I have felt like I was back in Arkansas and not in Central California. So it's been some crazy weather. And speaking of the starts, the seedlings, that's one of the videos that will be coming out during this next week, is an update on the seedlings that I did start, because My green bean, or not, yeah, the beans and peas are, some of them are 6 or 8 inches tall already. Because, they don't require it to be quite as warm. So they were the first things to actually start popping up. Behind that, I had some of the, greens, lettucey type stuff that started popping up. And then now I have the broccoli and cauliflower popping up because, again, they don't need it quite as warm. That was another thing I did was, because we have been so cold, that new greenhouse that I put on the back patio, I have a heat lamp inside the greenhouse because it's so cold outside, trying to get it warmed up just a little bit. But I couldn't get it any warmer than about 60 degrees. So last weekend, or I don't know, I guess 3 or 4 days ago, I moved the brooder inside the greenhouse because it also had a heat lamp. So that meant, kind of gave it double duty for the heat lamp that was in there. It's going down on the chicks, but yet helping to warm up the space. So now the greenhouse is running about 70 degrees when it's cooler outside. So things are really starting to pop up now. So need to get more beds in too. I'm headed to Willoway Ranch tomorrow to pick up some mineral tubs to plant in. Cool. Yeah, Wendy's great. Yeah, I have, when I say I have right now basically 4 beds, you have to understand that they are, the 2 smaller ones are, well, planting space because, I'm using cinder blocks. So I lose 8 inches in, whatever width or whatever I'm doing. So, but planting space is about 2.5 feet by 18 feet. Yeah, about 18 feet long. So that's the 2 small ones. The bigger ones are actually a little over 4 feet planting space by 18 feet long. So, I say 4 beds, but it's actually more like 8 or 10 normal, normal size garden beds. So, but then I also have the space along the new fence that we put in last year that I'll be adding 2 more that will be just like the smaller ones. They'll be, roughly 2.5 feet-ish by probably about 18 feet long also. But then also we did get the temporary barrier up so that the ducks and geese are only on the front half of that big space out there so that I can use the back half. Part of that has my compost pile in it. And I have, the pear tree, 2 pear trees, the pluot tree, an apple tree. So there's 3 things in that space. But I will have a little bit of space where I can put some things, especially some of the ones that will enjoy being shaded more. I could probably put some of my broccoli and cauliflower and stuff like that in that space because it won't get a whole lot of direct sun. So anyway, I will be expanding my spaces a little at a time as I can do them. It's hard when I have to work through the week, so I have to do whatever I can on the weekend. And so far, it seems like it rains every weekend. Let's see, did anybody else come in? I don't think so. Okay. So anyway, that is what I primarily have going on right now. Things can always change. You never know. Seems like there was something else. I can't remember what it was now. Does anybody have any questions or anything they want to know about? I am working on getting, I got my thumbnail and stuff made up for the Feast in a Jar collaboration. So I will be getting the emails sent out for that. Transferring into bigger pots. Yeah, I'm not there yet. The stuff has only been started right at 2 weeks now. And like I said, for the first week and a half, it was too cold for too much to happen. But it'll start popping up now. So, but I'm not at the point of transferring yet. That's why I'm trying to get these garden beds done. I'm hoping our weather will do like it usually does and turn around so that I can go straight from the starters that they're in out to the garden. So started planting seeds in the last week. Yeah, it's about that time for most people, I think, March and into maybe even into April for some of you. Everything's going to be indoors until June. Tomato plants are almost a foot tall. That is cool. Yeah, I have, I think, two of the varieties of the tomato plants that are just now starting to pop through on the soil, which is always so exciting to see. So, yeah, I can't wait until I can start getting that stuff straight into the ground, into the garden beds. It's just little at a time. Like I said, those 2 beds are basically, and like I said, that's the 2 bigger ones. That's the 2 that are, 4 feet by 18-ish. Because I think one is 17 and some change, and the other one is like 19. So, that's the 2 bigger ones are the ones that I got the cinder block. Well, I say finished. The one I was working on today, I was 2 cinder block short to finish it. So I have to get those next time we go to Lowe's. Of course, we'll do our normal pick up 10 of them, and I'll finish that one and start on the next one. So all I have to do now is get some compost out of the compost pile that I have going and get those 2 beds filled in so that I can start putting stuff in those. Templin Acres, hello. That's a new name for me, I believe. I don't think I've seen you in here before, but welcome. My peas are out of my tub. I've got my starts in. Yeah, it's funny how once they take off fast. So, yeah, I can't wait to get the stuff in the ground. It's going to be nice. But yeah, tomorrow we do have a birthday party to go to in Fresno, which means it's in Clovis. So it's about almost 45 minutes from me. Yeah. New here, my name is Katie. Well, hello, Katie, welcome. Anyway, so that's like 45 minutes away. And then you figure the time for the birthday party, and that becomes a 5-hour ordeal for us. And it's kind of funny because I work at Me and Ed's Pizza in Madera, and they're having the birthday party at Me and Ed's Pizza in Clovis. So, they're going to be serving pizza, but I don't eat a whole lot of pizza anymore. I'm kind of sick of it. Great group here. Yes, it is a great group. Thank you, Ashley. Also, if any of you guys have the opportunity to run some of my playlists, I would definitely appreciate that, because I've got to get some watch hours going I got to try and get caught up. It's crazy. I mean, I know it would help if I could get these videos out. I'll get as many of them out this week as I can. Can't wait till I can get in my garden. Currently, it is under about 4 feet of snow. Yay! Gotta love that snow. I don't miss that. I mean, I kind of do. I kind of miss like Christmas time, snow and stuff like that. But I only miss the actual snow itself. I do not miss the ice and the sleet and the slick roads and all that stuff that goes along with it. So, because we don't get that here. We get it up in the foothills, but that's not where we're at. So. I appreciate that, Katie. That would be nice. Like I said, I got to get some watch hours going. I've had this computer. I had the iPad logged in on my husband's YouTube account, running my playlist, and then I had my stepson that passed away in November. We still have his phone, and I logged in on his and had the playlist running on his phone. But that's all I can do. So, mom, father-in-law, and aunt broke their legs this year falling on ice. Yep. Yeah, that's tough. I've done that before. I messed up my tailbone falling on ice, walking out of work to my car when I lived in Arkansas. Yeah, that's no fun. I don't miss that part. So, and I know most of the people that are in here do not usually come up on panel, but I'm still going to put it in here anyway in case anybody wants to. And I will pin it to the top. And like I said, most of you guys don't come up on panel, but you know, just in case. We've got what, 8 people? What I miss? Please pick up if I've missed your link. Yeah. Yeah, one of these days I'm going to set up where you guys can just type in, you know, Janet, or I'll figure out what word I want to use so that your links will pop up, but I haven't got that far yet. I am still trying to figure out when I finally do get to this monetization spot, how I'm going to do the giveaway stuff, because I've never really done too much of that. So anyway, I'll figure it out though. I have lots of stuff going, collecting, and I've been kind of going through and setting up, and so that I know what's going on, both for the monetization one and for the collaboration. So getting all that stuff together. I mean, it's not like I had anything else to do when it's raining outside and I can't really do anything else. None of my channels has even mentioned that before. I assume you're talking about putting the keyword in. I don't know. Sometimes it's nice, I think, just to have that, well, to make it easier for people. But you do such a wonderful job, Paul. But if I keep changing my times around the way that I do, you're not always going to be able to make it. So. So much to learn. For now, I am mostly observing and trying to remember to record while I'm working on things at home. You know, sometimes that is the hardest part. I still find myself in the middle of doing something and then asking myself, why the heck did I not turn the camera on? this would have made a great video. As a matter of fact, my husband is getting to the point where he's even better about it now than I am. He'll tell me, you should get your camera out, because it's really hard to remember sometimes. Oh, wow. Mom didn't want to be a burden. Wow. So anyway, yes, that's just not a whole lot going on, but at the same time, like I said, a lot going on. My husband is building a horseshoe pit in the backyard, actually like regulation distances, and he had me print out what the regulation measurements and all that stuff were, and he is building a horseshoe pit. So that's going to be kind of cool for when we have gatherings. She had a spinal fracture, tibia, and tried to just walk it off. Wow. Yeah, definitely a tough lady. Huh. So I will definitely try and get some of those videos put together this week and get those out. It's going to be raining. You saw me read that off. It's going to be raining most of the week anyway. So not like I can do a whole lot else. But yes, I'm going to try and get those videos edited and out. Probably going to be doing the one with the truck getting stuck first, because I have lots of people requesting to see that one, family members and friends that are saying, where's that video? I want to see it, so they can laugh. I'm going to be working on my chicken pen as soon as I figure out how I'm putting in some nesting boxes where we can collect eggs from the outside. Yeah, we did that when we built ours. As a matter of fact, our coop, I think I mentioned this before, but it was like months and months ago. The original 8-foot by 16-foot structure was basically just that. It was just a coop structure. He had some perches in there, but he didn't really have, it had the chicken wire or hardware cloth or whatever. But he didn't really have nesting boxes or, a space where you could close the doors and all that for him. Because he had gotten his son 6 chickens back when he was like 5 years old. And this was just, a place for him to be. So after all of those pretty much were gone, I mean, there was one left at the time, but when I decided to get into chickens and start, collecting my own eggs was the biggest reason. We took that 8-foot by 16-foot, and on one end built started with an 8-foot 4x8 platform and closed that in to be their, place where you could go in and shut the door. And on the back side of that, we cut out a hole and built the nesting boxes on the back side. So they're actually on my garden side. So I go into my garden and access the eggs from that side. But then we turned around and added 2 10 by 10, I guess it would be like the dog run, chain link dog run enclosures. We just hooked 2 together and left the chain link off of the middle and added that to it. So for us, we call that part the run and the other part the coop, even though it's half run and half coop. So anyway, it's kind of confusing, but yes, it is much easier when you can access the eggs from the outside. My brother went to work for 6 months with 2 broken bones in his foot because he didn't want to be a burden. I beat his tongue and took him in myself. Yep. That's how my dad always is. He's crazy. Not quite so much anymore. He's getting a little old for doing that, but he used to be the same way. Is that the wind I'm hearing? Wow. I continued to work for 6 months after breaking 2 bones in my hand. I took a day off to see my GP. He told me to get x-ray. It was too late to straighten my bones. Yep. Yeah, that's the bad thing about waiting and not going in when you should. Sometimes you end up causing more problems than you would have had if you would have just went in where you want the boxes. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to, I mean, in retrospect, there are some things I wish I would have done differently. But at the same time, you can't go back, you know, it is what it is. For me, it's mostly about some of the placement of, you know, the garden relative to the chickens, to the ducks and geese and all that. I kind of wish I would have done things a little bit differently there, but it works for us. It's not like we have a whole lot of choice on how to do it on this small space. So yeah, I used to be able to work circles around people when I was, you know, even just in my 30s. I'd get work in a warehouse and be working with 20-year-olds, and I could work circles around them. It was crazy. And now, I mean, I could probably still do that if I wanted to, but I would pay for it is the problem. And my arthritis, you know, it's like moving all that cinder block and stuff today. I'm going to be paying for that all week. But I'm not going to stop doing what I like to do. So and like I said, I guess nobody's going to come up on panel. I only have one regret with all my choices, my temper. It's what caused my broken bones. Yeah, I have always been a mild-tempered person. As a matter of fact, most of the time, unless you really, really pissed me off, you can't even tell that I'm mad usually. I don't really show it a whole lot. So, but again, I'm kind of the same way with just normal, like I don't show a whole lot of excitement. I can tell you I'm excited, but don't really look it, I guess. But that's just me. I'm also one of those who doesn't really stress a whole lot, or I mean, I worry about things. Everybody worries about things. I do not know what mild temper is. But yeah, I do worry about things, and I guess I do kind of stress a little bit, but I don't let stress get to me, because there's no point in dwelling on something that you can't really do anything about, especially. So I just don't. What's done is done. What, you know, it is what it is, kind of thing. And yes, I'll worry about a little bit about how I'm going to fix it or what am I going to do about it or whatever. But for the most part, I try not to let things get to me. One of these days, I'm going to surprise everyone and start coming up on panel. See, you should, Jamie. It's the only way you're going to get comfortable doing it. The best way to get started is going up on other people's panels. I stress over everything. Yep, even though I know it's pointless. I know a lot of people do. And, you know, like I said, I think about it. Sometimes you can tell that my mind is on other things and it's because I'm thinking about it or whatever. I just don't let it get to me. It's not that I don't care, and it's not that I don't think about it or, you know, even worry about it sometimes, but I just try not to let it get to me. I'm not one of those who will, you know, really let it get to my mood or, you know, taking it out on other people or anything like that. I just don't do that. Not tonight. Oh, Jamie. I logically understand the difference between circle of concern versus circle of influence, but can't change how I feel yet. Yeah, I get it. According to my daughter, I have one flaw. I can't hit a woman no matter what she's done. You know, I probably will have some people who do not like this statement, but I am one of those who thinks, you know, you always have this a man should never hit a woman thing. Okay, I kind of get that, sort of. But at the same time, sometimes a woman can put herself in that position. And I can understand sometimes why they might would deserve it. But I also am one of those who has this women always want the, you know, equal rights and the equal pay and, you know, be treated just the same and all that kind of stuff. But you can't have it in some situations and not in others. As far as I'm concerned, if you want to be treated exactly the same, it should be treated exactly the same all the way across the board. That's, I'm sorry, but that's just the way I feel about it. So I'm not going to say any more on that because I might make some people mad. Probably going to lose, you know, some subscribers over that statement, but that's just the way it is. So what have we got? About 15 minutes? All right. Well, how many people we got in here? 8. I am. Let's see if I can. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Why do I always do this? My ex put herself in that position a lot of times. Oh, no. Brooke Cowgirl, hello. How are you doing? Trying to find. Okay, the StreamYard giveaway tool. I've never used the StreamYard one, so well, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just pick a number. All right. Well, I am going to. What did I do with those? we are going to give away this tea towel. It says home is where your dog is. So you guys like that. So I am going to pick a number between 1 and 20. So, and whoever comes up with the number first will win that tea towel. So starting, I got my number down. Starting now, go ahead and type in whatever number until we get the right one. So pick a number between 1 and 20. Not yet. Ashley, there you go. Ashley got it. I will show you 16. So Ashley at CNC Farm. I'm pretty sure I have your address, but send it to me in email just to make sure. And I'm going to write that down, and I will send that out to you. Oh, Mom, you are still here. I was beginning to wonder because you didn't say anything. All right, so I'm going to try and start doing little, kind of like Dale does, just little things here and there. So anyway, tea towel will be going out to you probably on Monday. So I all went for number 13. Yeah, I saw that. That was kind of funny. You have a package coming to me. I'm assuming it's the seeds. You're welcome, Ashley. And I will get that sent out to you. So is anybody here not dealing with like all the snow and rain and cold weather? Does anybody have nice weather going on right now? Me too, if I ever go live. Yeah. Yeah, I figure, you know, I'm constantly picking this stuff up. I'm always seeing little things that go, oh, that'd be cute for a giveaway. And I even got my husband doing it now. He's always going. But we were in Tractor Supply last week. And every time we go in now, he checks he's always looked at the little clearance aisle. But they had one of those stackable shelf things full of clearance stuff. And he was like, Janet, come here. You got to look at this stuff. It'd be good for your giveaway. So I ended up getting a few things, of course, but he's doing it now. So you were warming dinner. What's for dinner, Mom? Thought I was going to have to turn on the AC today. Wow. 70 today, snow expected Friday. Isn't that about how it goes? Sunny today and 32. Wow. I think we are, at the moment, we are 52 and drizzle. 52 and drizzle. High 56, low was 43. Last few days have been in the 80s. Wow. See, That's how I'm supposed to be right now. That is what my weather is supposed to be. But it is all wrong right now. Mom, what'd you make for dinner? I'm coming. I wish. Missed what? Oh, the giveaway? You missed the giveaway, Jamie? Sorry. T-Hand 141, welcome back. Yeah, we gave away this cute little tea towel. Home is where your dog is. We had a wrap. Nice. We had fried shrimp and fried potatoes. We had Croy Company. My stepson's half brother who was here for a couple of days, just visiting and getting away for a little while. So, you know, now it's just the two of us. We're getting used to packaging things and eating things in a way that's just for the two of us. So we had to do things a little differently for a few days. And then so he went home last night. And so today we had the shrimp and fried potatoes. Go see her on screen. You had pinto beans and Dad had beef stew. You mean you got him some? You actually ate something that wasn't, you know, a honey bun or some oatmeal? Yeah, beef stew does sound good. I'm assuming, if I know her, it's she probably canned it. It's probably homemade canned beef stew. Forgot to get breadcrumbs. Hubby wants air fried shrimp. Yeah. See, talking about food, we had goulash. Oh, that sounds good too. Well, we are almost done. We only got, 6 or 7 minutes left anyway. So if you have to go, that's fine. No problem. Life comes first. Gonna take a minute. I have to find my hat. Best beef still moves when you cook it. Yeah, I don't like it quite that rare, but I think I like more of a medium rare. If you're talking steaks and things, a prime rib or any of that kind of stuff. Yeah, I like mine medium rare. Munching on raisins, yes. Yeah, see, we've gotten used to, because of my schedule, we have our big meal during what would be most people's lunchtime. And so then if we get hungry later in the day, that's when we just either, pop the jar open of something, or we just have a sandwich or something like that. So you cook it. Oh, Paul. I like it browned and quiet as I eat it. How funny. Jamie's the opposite. So I guess you're saying you love raisins now because you had them as a kid, or you never had them as a kid. I'm not quite sure what you're saying. Oh, Tracy, I see you. Sorry.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good. Remy told me to come on up. I don't know.
Well, we don't have very much longer to go, but I am glad to have you up here.
Not a problem.
You want to tell people a little bit about your channel?
Yeah. It's T-Han141 Homestead, and I'm a homesteader in upstate New York. I am completely off grid. I I have 1,000 watts of solar panels and 800 amp hours of lithium battery. And then I own 20 acres of land. I garden. I try to be as self-sufficient as possible. And I mess up a lot.
I hear you. Well, that's cool. You have any animals or anything going on right now?
I have chickens all year long, and then I have pigs. We get pigs in the spring to butcher in the fall. And this spring, I'm hoping to build a barn. I've got everything. I got the money set aside to ish and to build a barn, so that I'm hoping to get rabbits and maybe goats. And I'm in upstate New York, north of Rome, New York. So it's kind of to the southeast of the Adirondacks, or more east of the Adirondacks, I guess.
Okay. Cool.
Up on
Yeah,
Tug
I'm
Hill.
just doing what I can on 2/3 of an acre.
Oh,
When I was a
nice.
kid, I had 20 acres.
Yeah, that's what we started in an apartment.
Mhm.
The landlord gave us permission to do a garden, and we started canning. And then we moved back to Port Lyden, New York, and we had 2/3 of an acre there, and we gardened, and then got chickens and bees, and then we said, you know what, there's just not enough room to do what we want here.
Right.
So we ended up looking, and my wife and I carved this homestead out of the 20 acres. It was just a wood lot.
Right.
I'm planning on building. I'm thinking it's going to be a stick frame on concrete floor, but I'm open to a pole barn. Sorry, my phones are going off. But I'm open to a pole barn. And it's just yeah. I got a quote from the Amish, and they said they wanted 17 grand to build me the barn. They wanted 17 grand and then 5,500 for the concrete pad. So I think I'm probably going to end up building it myself.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I managed to, on this 2/3 of an acre, I have a size garden. I kind of expanded a little bit pretty much every year. I have chickens, ducks, and geese. And then I have 35-ish. It's kind of hard to keep track sometimes, of fruit trees, grapevines, all that kind of stuff, blackberries, blueberries, all that stuff on this 2/3 of an acre. So
Nice.
I pack a lot into it.
Yeah. You make the most. I cleared about 3 acres, and we built the house. It's a 32 by 32 foot house, and a temporary chicken coop, temporary 6 years ago. So it's time that they moved into better digs. They're protected from the weather, but that's about it.
Right.
And I've got 18 birds, Three of them are roosters, and one is a guinea fowl.
Okay, I have 15 full grown, but I have 16 chicks. 3 or 4 roosters. The chicks are pretty much all pullet, except I did buy 2 Turkins that were straight run, so I don't know if they're male or female, but the rest were pullets.
Oh, nice.
So when it, in a couple of months, I'll have full grown, 31, 32 again.
Nice.
So, yeah.
My sister-in-law, they have a homestead, a farm. They have Highland cattle and goats and chickens and everything. And she's on grid, so she's gonna incubate some eggs for me this year.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I thought about getting an incubator at one point, but usually I just I have one mama out there that loves to be broody, and when she sits on them, she hatches them, and she's really good taking care of the babies and all that stuff. So a lot of times I would just let her do it, but the price of eggs right now, and we weren't getting a whole lot of eggs during the winter and all that stuff, we just decided to add a few more to the flock for now, So, plus
yeah,
I like the idea of knowing that they're pullets.
Yeah, all 3 of our roosters were hatched by our Buff Orpingtons.
Yeah, well, that's the one I'm talking about, is a Buff Orpington. Yeah, they're great mamas.
Yes, they are. I love them. I love the Buff Orpingtons. Because I want it. At one time, we had one chicken hatch out 5 eggs at one time, and we had 2 survive from there. One was a hen and one was a rooster. And then the other times we ended up with a rooster, and then another time another rooster.
Right. Yeah, and I've given away, I don't know how many roosters in the past, because I always ended up with too many when they hatch them,
Yeah.
And so that's why we went ahead and when we saw that these were pullets, it was like, okay, this is the way to go.
Yeah.
Good night, Paul. Thank you for coming in. Katie, you as well. It was good seeing you in here. Hope to see you back in sometime. And I think that was it. And actually, we are running at about our hour now. So I need to get off here too.
Well, thank you so much for having me up. I appreciate it.
No problem. You are welcome up here anytime. I usually try and open it up sometime, about halfway through. So you're welcome up here anytime.
All right. Thank you so much. I will
have a good day.
Later. You have a great night.
All right, guys. So I am going to call it here. Been a pretty good visit, I think. I'm probably going to try and do around this time again next week, if it works for you guys, because like I said, I gotta use my daylight hours when I'm off to get some things done. So I will be back here next week, probably around the same time. And I hope I see you guys all then. Until then, stay safe and stay motivated. And I will see you guys later.